Hello, everybody. I'm sorry for no reverse 1999 video today. I was trying to record Bloons Battles 2 and MTG Arena, but I guess I'll do that tomorrow. So anyway, I've been playing Black Clover M because I did pre-register for it. I do like the manga, the anime. It's a little cheesy in my opinion, but it's still a good anime, good manga. And yeah, I mean it's not going pretty hard right now. The game is, but the anime I think is on pause for now. I haven't seen any news from ABD yet, so if you know who that is, then you an OG. Um, and you just a G as well. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Before I try and justify anything that I say, specifically for gotcha games, when it comes to whether you should play them or not, because that's what this video is about. Should you play Black Clover M? Now, my first couple of experiences, it's actually a lot better than I thought. It looks a lot cooler on the phone too. Like it is definitely a pretty visual sheep game, but there are a lot of mechanics and stuff in it that is actually very free to play friendly. And we will go through as much as we can today because I just started playing the game today. But yeah, just looking at the gacha itself. So before we get deep into it, this game is already worth it. Why do I say that? 2.5% chance to get an SSR, 1.5 chance to get the rate up SSR, which is the reason why you would be summoning for that banner. So the fact that they have that higher is amazing. Outer Plane should do that as well. They switched the 1% chance of getting your Demiurge characters to 1.5 on the Demiurge banner, since it's already cost an extra 1,000 either, and do that. Um, yeah, it's just like something to keep in mind. Like it's not a thing that is hard to do, and it doesn't detriment how much people are going to spend money because it's literally a 0.5% chance. All it really does is it helps the free to play, and the people who are paying, well, they if they get lucky, then yeah, that happens. But that's just the luck of the draw. That's the how gotchas work. So the other thing is they actually give you a chance of getting skill pages within this. So this is weird, right? Because they actually ended up splitting up the skill pages, but this is because this is a different. They have a lot of summon banners, as you can see right here. So, oh, whoopsies, I clicked off of it. So anyway, the reason why this one has the skill pages is because you're summoning for 3 characters and their specific pages. That's what the rate up is. So it's for seasons. I really like this. This is really cool, and it's a 4% chance to basically get their stuff, which is amazing. What are the probabilities for like normal stuff? So there's a normal rate up banner, right? It's only one character and they're I'm pretty sure it's the same probability, right? They wouldn't they didn't change the probability. Yeah, they didn't change the probability. It's pretty 0.6 and 6 to 8. Wait. I guess it's different because um there's 3 characters here instead of one. It's very interesting how that works. They could have just made it the same, really. I don't It's like it's literally a 1.5% chance as well. Like they could have just done all right, well, whatever. But they did this one the opposite way. Wait, probability 1%. I'm confused now. So 1% for the rate up here, 1.5 for the rate up SSR here. So maybe they switched it because you can probably max out Yami a lot faster on the single banners. So maybe it's to limit the paying winners. They got to pay a lot of money if they want to max out stuff, which I like. That's good. That means that it'll be divided obviously because it's pay to win. That's like most games, but you don't have to spend money to enjoy the game, and only if you're paying egregious amounts of money you can max out stuff. So hopefully I never face them, but we'll see how the game goes. Anyway, I've been pretty much shat on with the first 40 summons I've done in this game because I have only one SSR. um so yeah, there's apparently ultra rare characters in this game as well, but that's through bond. So you just have to play with the characters in order to actually increase their rarity, which is interesting how that works. um Yeah, and that's like, I mean, this is pretty much it for the gotcha. They also did split up the skill pages, so if you just want to summon characters, I believe this one is just characters, right? It's a little different though. I think this one you have to pay for. Oh no, there's also skill pages. So what is the point of having skill page summons? Yeah, this is very pay to win. So the rates are good. I will say that right now. The rates are not. They're not good. They're not bad. Okay, basically 4% chance for, oh, 2.5 for a character, secret, super rare, and then the abilities are actually pretty broken. The cards, the skill pages. So even if you get an SSR skill page, it's not like it's bad. It's just not useful to you if you're going for a full SSR team. But you can still use them on that team depending on the cards themselves. They have their own requirements and other stuff. But yeah, I don't like how they added skill pages to literally everything and then just like nonchalantly were like, okay, yeah, so we'll add the skill pages on the side so people think that the skill pages are not with it. So this actually is the same thing that happened with Dislight, where they added the divinates. Well, the problem was that they added the divinates to the gold records after we've had the gold records for like 2.5 years. So what it did is it made it worse. The problem is that this game already has it at the beginning, so that might not be good. I'm just saying, because you do have a higher chance of getting a or super secret rare hero, SSR hero. So I don't know, but still, the gotcha is kind of like a hit and a miss. It's a double edged sword. They should have really just put the skill pages for like the rate ups because it makes sense. You kind of want the skill pages for those heroes since it works really well with them. Um, yeah, this is so good. This is ridiculous. But yeah, I got 40 free summons basically at the beginning, like just doing chapter one, and I basically got nothing. I didn't even get an SSR skill page, which is like, oh, okay, that is really bad. They should have a they should give you a free SSR. I think they do, like they give you a guarantee SSR in your first 10 summon because I got one. And I was like, oh, that was pretty fast. And I summoned like 3, 4 more times, 10 times 10 summons, by the way. And I got not a single SSR, not even a skill page. So I didn't get I don't have a single SSR skill page. So that to me is already speaking volumes on how the gotcha is going to turn out for people. And I mean, yeah, like it just, again, like I said, the gotcha industry is pretty much now just going to become IPs. One Punch Man is coming out with their game. We already know One Piece did their whole thing. Bleach has Brave Souls for like goddamn years. It's really funny though because there are games like Grand Cross, whatever, Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross, and that game has a lot of anime IPs. I don't know if they have Black Clover IPs, but they have a lot of anime IPs, which makes it very interesting. But I guess like there are certain animes that are like different, but it still makes no sense because they have a lot of big anime characters in there too. There's also, like the Naruto games, whatever. The console games are pretty cool. The Ninja Storm or whatever they're called. Um, I mean, obviously there's Dragon Ball Legends and Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle. So again, like I said, it's pretty much just like we're at the era where all these IPs are coming out, and it's bad. It's really bad. Like I said before, I really liked Idol Awakening. The problem was that it was made by a Chinese company. They didn't have any money for the IPs, and they were pretty much just not even a free to play game. Like it was 100% pay to win. It's free to download, but if you want to get anywhere in that game, you had to pay egregious amounts of money. So, yeah, it really just like it's the same thing, right? They copied the whole gotcha system. Like it was pretty much not very it wasn't very different to what it was going on. It's just that getting certain characters was literally impossible in that game. Um yeah, like I don't know how I feel about this. The game is good though. I will not lie. The mechanics, the battle stuff, how the open world, it's kind of open world. It's not exactly. Um it's more like closed world, but you're in like, you can roam around and do your own thing. Yeah, like I just don't know. The rates are fine, but they added the skill pages or the skill books, or they're called, which doesn't actually. I don't think it's gonna be good at all. Like the thing happened with this light already, right? And their game is basic. Their game is dead. I'm pretty sure they're gonna EOS soon. Like there's no way unless they do something like very drastic. But so far they've shown us that they will not do anything drastic. So yeah, Outer Plane is also in dire straits. Like they're losing money left and right. They're not as bad as Dislight because again the game wasn't insanely good to begin with. They've just been kind of fixing or kind of improving things. I would say it's more quality of life changes. Um, they haven't done any big changes yet, which they probably will do soon because we're at the half anniversary, so we're already at 5 months. So yeah, I mean, like they gotta release something soon before like the 1 year because if it's been 1 year and the game is still like below 500K, I don't think Smilegate's can or they might continue with it, but it's just like I don't think they want a repeat of E7. That's all I'm saying. Epic 7 took like a couple of years to get going, so yeah, I mean this game is big because the audience is big. Let's be straight, right? Like taking one look at the gacha, I'm like, why are people not like actually looking at this and thinking, um, and it's really just a skill books, right? You just really got to take it out of like the summons where you don't care about the skill books. Yeah, I mean it's just like okay, I guess that's a thing. Um, yeah, and it also screws with you because when you summon, you think you have an SSR, and it just turns out to be a skill. Like that just sucks. Yeah, it's the same thing that happens with Dislike, right? It's not the fact that it's bad now, but eventually enough people get the same experience where they're like, oh, another skill page. Where is the hero I need or mage I need? So yeah, as far as open world goes, it's really cool. For all the free to play stuff, you click this present pretty much, and it gives you all this new stuff. But for events, right? So they have a decent amount of free to play events. So they do have your first purchase bonus, which you actually get a lot of good stuff. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing that. 7 days mission. Um, there's like, I mean, you can go and do these missions basically, and you gotta complete all of them by day 7. But I guess you can do them all on day 7 if you're a procrastinator, which I don't condone because you should probably do these like as the days go by. Um, yeah, here's the problem though. Again, with gotcha games, they expect you to be on the game for like an hour and a half. And it's like, is there really even enough for me to do for that? So they have this playtime thing as well. Yeah, they expect you to. So I've been playing for 55 minutes. They expect you to play for 90 minutes. 90 minutes. That is an hour and a half. That is pretty much the maximum of what most people, like 1 hour is what most people will do. So the fact that they want you to play for an hour, it's like 3 times a day for 30 minutes or 45 minutes, 2 times. Like you just have, that's so long playing the game, so long. You probably sign in twice and get that through really fast with 45 minutes each time, but still, an hour and a half is a lot. Um, I don't even know what this is. Oh, you purchase to get mileage. Okay, yeah. So they have some more pay to win stuff. They do give you like some free to play stuff. It's their bonds. This is like a time limited thing, so it's like again FOMO, which I hate. Gotcha games should stop adding FOMO. It's pretty much just like we all know it's a business tactic. It's not. People should stop being addicted to it. It's not a thing. Like if they're like doing a time limited event, just don't do it. Show them that like, oh, okay, you're just gonna try and make money instead of making real content. Screw that. I think that's what people need to realize. All time limited events don't do anything for anybody except for people who are going to spend money. Sometimes they do stuff for free to play where you get some extra rewards, but those are usually the players who are deep into the game. So everyone who's joining, everyone who's new, it's not going to do anything for them. That's pretty much what sucks about it, right? Um, Team stars and bond controls to receive. Okay, that's interesting. And then there is the rank up event. Interesting. So they do give you a lot of stuff, and then all this chapters. So each of these are 10 summons, basically. That's what the black crystals or whatever they're called do. Yeah. So again, it's heavily microtransactioned. The rates are okay, but they have like this whole skill page thing that kind of ruins the whole draw experience half of the time. So like It's literally like a 1.5 chance to get a skill book, which is way too much. Unless it's in its own summon, like they should have that as like they have its own summon. Like that's the thing, right? They did what Dislight didn't do. Oh no, what they did do actually did the exact same what Dislight did. Dislight ended up also doing a separate thing for skill books, but it was really hard to get stuff for that, or their divinates, whatever the heck they were called. But yeah, I mean, like so far it's fine. It's not bad, but it's not doing much for anything. What the heck are these initial bones? I don't understand. Um, but yeah, as far as like battles go, it's actually not that bad. It's pretty glitchy for me. But yeah, as you can see, you can walk around. You can't really like zoom or tilt the screen, so you're kind of just looking in one direction. So that's why I said kind of close world because the camera just follows you, so you just get like one view. But yeah, you can just keep going, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I mean, like it's like, and the animations are pretty good though. Like I said again, it's a pretty cheap visual game. Um, that's pretty much the only reason why this game is doing big right now. Otherwise, it would just be another turn-based gotcha game that has pretty much like there's only a few mechanic things that I'm like, oh, okay, I see the potential in this game, but I also see everything that is bad with the gotcha gaming industry added onto this game. And again, like I said, gotcha games should be evolving. They shouldn't be stagnant. And the reason they're stagnant is because, again, like I say, people are all sheep. They only care for pretty visuals, and the game can be okay, and people will still spend money. That's the problem, right? And the other thing is the IP thing, right? Like a lot of people are liking this game, and they're playing it because it's a Black Bulls game, right? Or Black Clover game, whatever. The problem is that that doesn't actually give average players who are thinking like this is a good gotcha game an actually good, like, it just shows them that the game is popular. It doesn't show them that it's a good game. There's a difference, right? Like Dislight, it was super popular a couple months ago. Now it's gone downhill. But even a couple months ago, it was pretty much the shittiest gotcha game of all time because it was still a 1% chance to get characters. The best characters, well, not even the best characters in the game. So yeah, it goes to show that I think people should just stop playing gotchas in general if they're not gonna, if the companies themselves aren't gonna actually try and make, like, this is global, right? This is, there's a lot of stuff going on in this. Oh, I'm close to running out of battery. This is global, right? So the thing is, it should already be pretty much flushed out, right? They had Japan, they had Korea, they had Canada servers, I think. So pretty much, like, you could have played this game. Anybody could have played this game. They just had to do like, their stupid shenanigans with like Blue Stacks and the Google Play Store or whatever. The thing is, though, I don't think people are actually talking about this game the way they should. There's like this whole people doing like free to play content and stuff. Are you only playing an hour a day? Because I don't think so. People are like, oh, that's unrealistic. You know what's fucking unrealistic? Playing a game for an hour and a half to 2 hours, unless that's like the main game you're playing. There are so many games out there, and that's the problem with gotchas too, right? They want you to make their game their like the main game you play. The problem is they put all these paywalls, they put all this discouraging shit, they always mess up with the gotcha system. Like, there's just way too much stuff, red flags that I'm seeing in this game already where I'm like, this game might not last more than 5 years, in my opinion. People are like, oh, that's plenty enough time. I'm like, well, actually, there are games that have lasted. I mean, E7 is almost on its like seventh years or whatever, or 60 or whatever. My point is, games can be good and still last. The problem is how fast they're made good and how they start out as. And I thought I was gonna go really deep into like all the free to play stuff in this game, but there's actually not a lot. You kind of just have to push progress. The fact that they want you to spend an hour and 30 minutes on the game a day is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. Um, yeah, the summons have also been pretty bad for me. I don't know. Like this is what I have, right? A ton of SSRs and rares. I got one SSR. So yeah, great start so far, and I got a lot of It's not a great start. I got a lot of these skill thingies, so I might actually be using them. Stun. Oh, that's really good. So they have like these interesting, like they're actually interesting. When equipped on any mage, passive skill is activated. So all these have like they activate your passive skill, which doesn't really matter because how do you even unlock the passive? I don't know, because the game hasn't told me yet. Wait, what is this? No, that's the passive. That yeah, there's no passive here, so it's yeah. um, yeah. How do you even unlock the passives? And then there's like this thing where you need specific characters in order to be a perfect attack. So like they show you this is a united attack without the girl, right? Okay, yeah. So just with any mage, with another mage dealing damage to an enemy, inflicts incapacitated debuff for 5 turns. They take 70% damage though. That's ridiculous. But if you're with the lady, this lady, Soul, um, she again does the same thing. She uses her ultimate, right? Oh no, no, she doesn't. Okay, so this one she actually uses her ultimate because she's with this character. So it doesn't say that it she uses the skill like there need. I don't know if it works on cooldown. If it works on cooldown, this is absolutely broken. Basically, that means pay to win. Means that you can collect specific characters to make a certain character super broken because now they're combined attack or they're united attack actually because I think that's what it is. It's the difference between yeah, so it's called a united attack. It's like you get 4 characters on your team. You can like have 2 pairs of 2 basically, and if they're paired together, they do either a combined attack or united attack. United attacks are usually better. They make a character really broken, and what they do for the character is they bring out the max potential. So the fact that this is a thing, I'm like, hmm, it really does show that they are trying to milk people out of money. And that is showing me that this game is going to die in like 2 years. It's not really a prediction because again, the devs can update the game and I will probably be updating, you know, on how well they're doing the game. But right now, you can play if you want, but I think you're just going to be wasting your time. Like, it's fun. I do agree that it's actually quite fun, but it's literally just copy paste rinse gotcha, right? The only difference is the battle itself. But again, you got skills, you got um attack stuff. There's like affiliation, which is this thing. It's like I don't know exactly what that does. There's like a lot more stuff, which is 2 passes, which is just like okay, so maybe I pay more to unlock them, which would probably make sense. What does rank up do? Unlocks a gear slot. Oh, and you rank them up with this, which you can get if you pay for like 3 days or something. Yeah, so it's very pay to win. Honestly, like I don't understand. There's a lot of videos on free to play stuff, but it's like you need to grind a lot. And again, it goes back to my saying like these games make you play only their game if you want to like if you want to grind free to play. Like you can play maybe 1 or 2 other games realistically if you're serious about this game. That is like the hard cold facts. I don't care what like all the big YouTubers say about this game because they're not actually telling you the truth. They're just trying to make money, right? You need somebody who will sit there and tell you the truth. Prime example of this was a person named Zoxiskin. He literally explicitly said it in his last dislike video, and that's exactly what I'm doing too, right? It's content that is first and foremost honest to our viewers and subscribers because we want them to not one waste their time or money, two have a fun enjoyable experience, and three not get screwed over in the end. That's like the main things, right? When you're playing a game, especially with the gotcha games, because they are very volatile. They will either die really fast, they will go up and down in popularity. There will be some stuff that people complain about, some stuff that people don't complain about. But eventually, all these gotcha games like die within 5 years. AFK Arena, I don't even know whoever plays that game anymore. There are a few good gotcha games that are still alive. Like even Idle Heroes is still alive now, but then again, I'm like, yeah, it's alive, but it's like it's losing its like shine because again, people are pretty are sheep for pretty visuals, and all these new games are basically much better visuals when it comes to just the combat experience itself as well, which does make for a more enjoyable game overall. But it also just brings more people to the game because it's pretty. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. The combat is cool, but this whole like combined attack freaking affiliation thing is not really cool. Like it's cool on one hand, like, oh wow, you can really make this character broken. Oh wow, you can really max out these two characters and just make him absolutely freaking broken. And guess what? Your opponent has to deal with it because that's just how it is. They do give you a free healer. They don't give you a lot of upgrade materials, in my opinion. Yeah, again, like the grind. It seems like all these gotcha games are like, you're free to play. Okay, here is 2 years worth of work that you have to do within a year. Yeah, that's pretty much what they give you. This game is feeling 100% like that. Um, and then when you get to the end, they're like, "Oh, you want to max out stuff? Yeah, you got to spend money." It's like the fuck. It's like reasonably, right? We're talking about time and the money, because free to play is mostly about the time, but even the people who are paying are spending their time in the game, so that is something that does come into account. Even if they can bypass time with money, time still does come into account. And it just goes to show that they really don't care about either of those. They just care about making money. They don't care about how you spend your money. They just want you to spend your money on their game. And it's just like I'm seeing it riddled all over this game. I'm kind of disappointed, honestly, because I thought it was going to be much more, but it just looks cool. That's pretty much what I feel like. It just looks cool. The skills are pretty much like okay, like I mean, there's some new words, I guess, but you got bleed, you got reduce attack, okay, like every other gotcha game out there. Like this is a magic game, or sorry, magic gotcha game that was made, I think, by or they were a company hired by the creators of the anime, or they're part of the, they hired developers and then that's their company that they made to make the game. But again, this doesn't feel very free to play friendly. You should have already given a person a SSSR. And you give everybody Charlotte, I think. This is who you give. So that's good, but it's still like it's not enough to like bring you through the game. Um and again, the SSRs have two passives, so of course they're going to be really broken. So really it's just giving me more and more free to play vibes. Where's the you can rank these. No, you can't. What's the star thing? Yeah, so here's the bond thing. So this is actually like the cool thing about the game that I will say. You just play with them, or you can send them gifts to increase their bond, which is amazing. I think Outer Plane should 100% implement this, where you just play in order to increase their bond, and then they become higher rarity. But I don't know what it actually does. It just gives you SSR. That's it. Okay, yeah, they don't give you a lot of information either, like Outer Plane, which is like, why? Like that literally just makes people not want to play the game if they can't do anything without having to do it themselves, which includes information about the game. Like I'm just confused. They give you such bare minimum. Outer Plane is horrible like this as well, so I'm not really that surprised, honestly. Yeah, and then of course they have the three elemental system right now. They'll probably add two more elements in the future. Go figure. Um, yeah, it's like sense, strength, or whatever it is. And yeah, and then they got like defender, attacker, healer, debuffer. So like it's literally just a rinse and repeat gotcha. Nothing new. You're just playing a turn-based battle game as well. I guess you get four attacks with the combined attack, or I guess the perfect partner thing again, which is kind of pay to win because if you don't get lucky with getting that character, then it's gonna suck. And even then, like some characters are rare. So like for Charlotte, you need Soul, but she's a rare character, which means she's not gonna scale as well as some of the other SSRs in the game, obviously, because she's a rare hero. Which then means that only people who have her maxed out will really be able to use her to her full potential with Charlotte, which means that it's more pay to win. It's not really that hard to see when you just put some logic into it. So yeah, all the big YouTubers who are telling you, "Oh, this game is so free to play. Oh, it's so fun." Though they're lying to you. It's a gotcha game. What did you think? It's a gotcha game. And honestly, that's sickening to me. I can't look or watch a creator's content if they're going to push for games that aren't actually, you know, giving players a good gaming experience. Like this is it's just a rinse and repeat. Honestly, it reminds me a lot of Outer Plane. Like this honestly feels like Outer Plane, but with like different battle mechanics. That's pretty much slightly different battle mechanics. It's like two characters do a chain skill attack or a chain skill instead of four characters. And it's based like there's the mana system too, which is kind of like the chain or like AP, I guess, because it's like there's supers, but there's also cooldowns. It's pretty much just it feels very very outer planey. That's all I'm saying. Like I've been playing outer plane for a while, like how the battle system feels, and this basically feels exactly the same. I mean, it's a little different because you got like the partner thing, but again, in outer plane you have like elemental advantage for chain points. So, or sorry, elemental like resonance or whatever it's called. Basically, you have characters or heroes of the same element, and they give you more chain points per taking turns. Um, so you could have like two fire, two earth, and then just do that, and then yeah, I mean like it's very similar. It's there's not much new about this game. They literally just like they could replace all these heroes with generic characters instead of having a story or having it be Black Clover, and people wouldn't have played the game. Tell me, if this was just filled with gods, like all the characters were gods, would you still play the game? Honestly, though, that might people would have probably played the game because this light has been kind of falling down. And I mean, the animations seem a little bit better in this game, just in terms of quality. But even then, like, there's so many god gotcha, like mythos gotchas out there that it wouldn't have mattered. This light is very unique. That's why it matters. But yeah, literally they could replace all these characters with like original IP or whatever, like their own creations, and not use Black Clover IP. I'm telling you, nobody would be playing this fucking game because it literally feels exactly like like it feels like Honkai. Well, not like Honkai. Well, kind of. It feels kind of like Honkai Star Rail. It feels kind of like Outer Plane, like a mix of both. It just I mean, Honkai Star Rail has a little bit more difficult mechanics, and it's also a lot more pay to win. Oh, I don't know. They're both gotcha games, so they're probably equally as pay to win. Outer Plane is a lot more free than any of these games. Why? Because you just unlock the character and get it. So I might not even continue making videos on this game, but should you play this game? I don't think so. Outer Plane, a lot better. I'm like at 7%. Why do I have to swipe right to disable this? So yeah, I am on mobile, so that's why it's going to be a little bit choppy. But I don't even think I'm going to download this on my computer. I don't think anybody should be playing this game. It is a Black Clover game. I think you should only be playing it if you have trust in the developers that they're going to make the game good in the future, and I don't know, you have a good account or whatever. But I'm not even saying this from my experience, right? I don't care that I got bad summons. Like honestly, I was just laughing when I got all rares and in comments. I was like, yep, that's gotcha industry for you. So yeah, I mean, it just it grates on like my hope. All that hope and copium that everyone has for gotcha games to be good is kind of slowly dwindling, in my opinion, because we did get a good reverse 1999 game. I mean, the pull rates are still pretty shit. This and it's still very pay to win. This game gave us a very cool gotcha game. Still, like the only reason Reverse 1999 is alive and well is because it's unique. But even then, it has like similar. It's similar to this game, right? Um, so yeah, I feel like people are overhyping these games because they are fun to play, but for the average player experience, it's pretty much the same rinse and repeat gotcha system. Like you do your dailies, you get bored, and then you sign out. And then maybe sometimes you get like a new hero, you upgrade something, you push some content, but really you wait to build your characters to push content. And they need to stop this. There needs to be something new because literally you're just spending your money on the exact same system in three different games with very little variance other than like some mechanics and some gameplay. And then, I guess content, they may have some different play mechanics, but that's it. It's literally the same goddamn system. They got currency for summons, they got characters that you need to collect, they got lots and lots of progress that you need to do in order to even get anywhere decent in the game that can be bypassed with, well, money. And then last and not least, they got pretty visuals. That's like the five main things that have been appearing in every single gotcha game that has been releasing. Even Sem Zone Zero is in the exact same fucking place. And I've only been seeing the beta. Like I don't have the beta version. I've been seeing other people's gameplay and like just like how they upgrade stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it's just some new mechanics and some new like cool stuff, but it's just pretty visuals, a shitty gotcha system, a shitty way to max out characters, and a shitty progression system. Those three things, can you stop going to sleep, are pretty horrible. See, they even have the sleep system in, from Outer Plane. Oh my goodness. That's like the only game I've seen it in, but it probably didn't originate in Outer Plane. I wouldn't be surprised if it. I would be surprised if it originated in Outer Plane. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't because again, I mean, all these gotcha games kind of rinse and repeat themselves. The only thing that makes Outer Plane better than this game, Zenless Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, all those other trash games out there, Master Duel. No, well, that is a pretty bad game. Is because of one thing: you get a hero, you can max it, except for the Demiurge ones. But again, the most recent Demiurge character isn't actually that powerful, so they may be more powerful, like in stat, I think stat wise, but still, like it doesn't really matter because you mostly do the boss summons for normal heroes, and you're fine with the normal heroes. But that game does have like you need to collect specific heroes. The thing is, though, you only have to get that hero once, and you can max them out. So yeah, this game is not that. You have to get multiple copies of the hero. I'm assuming if you level up enough, you can. What does enhancement do? I'm gonna see this. Like, there's some stuff in this game that I haven't seen, right? Okay. Yep, I see. Yep, I see. Oh, okay, yeah. So basically, pay to win. This is you need a ton of gold, and you need these pieces, or you need one copy of her in order to. So it's basically like a resonance system in freaking. Yeah, that's just stupid. I think we can enhance you, right? Did we get another copy of you? No, we didn't. So yeah, I mean, it's just like okay, it's a resonance system. This light died because that was a problem. They had an R2 meta. It seems like you have an even worse meta. You have a freaking R5 meta. Because you look at the enhancement levels and they don't even get their passive until they're at R5. Oh my goodness, that is so stupid. Yeah, don't play this game. It's not worth it. Anyway, thank y'all for watching AOG Gaming here. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. This shows your support, helps me out, keeps up to date with my content. 171 subscribers this time. Check. See y'all are amazing. Keep going. I mean, yeah, I love Black Clover. I love the manga. Don't get me wrong. So I'm like an avid fan. Like I've been following like the manga, the anime, and all that stuff. But I've even watched the anime a couple of times. But I can already tell this game is horrible. Cyber Rebellion is much better. I think I'm gonna play Cyber Rebellion instead. Um, The only thing that makes it cool is the pretty visuals. That's it. And I ain't a sheep. So if you want to be a sheep, go ahead. But I'm gonna play something that's worth my time and isn't trying to just take every penny I have at every moment. That's it. Thank y'all for watching.